Trump. He did it again. I thought I was through with him. They had a lady that's been in Medicare for years. And she said Trump's immigration policy will end her coverage. That's fucked up. You've been paying for your fucking shit, and your shit just gonna end because you got a president that done changed some shit. 67 years old, and this lady has to go through this. First of all, 67-year-old Maria Carranza leaned forward to hold a 3-year-old's back as if the girl climbed the rock into the forest hill. Dressed in her hiking gear and beaded necklaces, she maneuvered between the trees and children on a sunny morning in December. "Hold on to that branch," she said in Spanish. "You can do it, my love." Now, she grew up swinging through the trees and rivers of El Salvador and says she felt at home in the forest. She was working with children and teens as a caregiver and educator for more than 3 decades long. When she transitioned to working part-time last year, she counted on getting Medicare and Social Security checks, benefits given to American workers, and lawfully present immigrants when they retire, if they met work history and age and disability requirements. She contributed tens of thousands of dollars into Medicare and Social Security over 24 years, according to her Social Security Administration earnings record. And she has estimated that another 100,000 other lawfully present immigrants will be soon cut out of Medicare. All because of the GOP One Big Beautiful Bill Act signed last year, July, by President Trump. Now, what happened in this thing was certain categories of lawfully present immigrants, including temporary protected status holders, refugees, asylum seekers, survivors of domestic violence, trafficking victims, and people with work visas for Medicare, will be disenrolled by January the 4th, a move Republican lawmakers to rein in Medicare spending, as they have argued that taxpayers' dollars should not be used to pay for health care of immigrants in the United States without authorization. This is crazy. See, it just, it's fucked up. If you've been somewhere a long motherfucking time, paying your money, and now all of a sudden it's going to be cut out. And this is a lady that's getting old. You are doing this to older people. This is some dirty shit.
Yep, it is. I remember when he tried to mess with Social Security and disability.
Rotten, dirty, low down.
Had no right to. Like this has been even before you were in office. People were getting this. What makes you think you have the right to mess with people's disability check?
Because he's crooked. This is how you could tell he's crooked. When Tiger Woods' drunk ass had that accident the other day, they said that he called President Trump at the scene of the crash before they locked him up. Now,
what the fuck?
Why would you call Trump? You know why.
He's a celebrity.
Why do you think he called Trump?
To get him off the hook.
Thank you. Now, that's the only reason why you would be calling the president.
Money talks.
Now, they're not going to say this in the news story, but we know that's why. Now, they obtained body cam footage showing him hanging around as the cops was accessing the scene. They didn't cuff him at first, but they told him to sit in the back of the police car. Then after that, they end up giving him a test.
Any other person?
Any other person
would be in handcuffs. Until you do the sobriety test. And then the breathalyzer too. But all you got to do is walk that line and do the alphabets.
They say he walked away from the cruiser, forcing the police to call him back to the scene. While he was walking back, he was on the phone saying, "Thank you so much. All right, you got it by." Can I finish? The officer then asked Tiger to remain close by, to which he replied, "Yeah, I was just talking with the president." See, that's stuff that I have seen people that have powerful people in positions and they didn't got in trouble to get them out of something. That's the slick stuff they say. There was a code thinking that the police would be like, "Oh, you just talked to Trump? We got to let him go." Let me tell you why they weren't going to let Tiger Woods go. And this is why he's stupid. He thought he wasn't a nigga. You still black, Tiger. And It don't matter about you calling Trump. When them police pulled you over, you was a diamond to them that night. You was 3 or 4 carat diamond ring on their finger. And what I mean by that is, you think they didn't want to be the officer to be able to go home and say, you know who I locked up today, baby?
I know.
Tiger Woods. That is like hitting a home run. Like, that is the pinnacle of life if you're a police officer now. Because they get a kick out of being able to say, remember when I was on the force? Man, I locked up Tiger Woods. I'm going to tell you what Tiger might have could have did. And I don't know why celebrities don't try to do this, how dumb they is. Offered them a chunk of money. And I bet you they would have never said shit. I would have been like, this what I would have been like, shit. You got to offer real money. You can't say no. Now, if you say some insulting money and you
$20,000?
Tiger Woods, that's insulting.
I need more than that.
You ain't got to go that far. I would have gave them what they would make in the course of a year. I'm gonna give you $100,000 a piece. Each officer on the scene, they would have shut the fuck up and disappeared. Sometimes you can't cover up stuff. I'm gonna tell you why too. Because when you running somebody's tag and you're about to pull them over, if you're doing it the legal way, they couldn't retract on what they was doing. Because when you run that tag,
It's game over.
The police system, that's in a whole nother area department that gets that call. It registers their name, who the vehicle is registered, and all that too. And so, by that time, it's hard to go back on it. They could have covered some of it up though. Now, this is what Trump gonna say. I feel so bad. He got some difficulty. There was an accident, and all I know, he's a very close friend of mine. He's an amazing man. I don't want to talk about it. Why you don't want to talk about it? Because I bet you and him was at Jeffrey Epstein house, nigga.
To be.
Y'all got secrets on each
old.
other. Yeah. When people have secrets on each other, they do shit like this. Come on.
But also, upon doing the sobriety test, wouldn't they take away your phone and stuff while they doing it?
Well, it depends on the officer. It just really depends on
Detained.
the respect level of the officer, because I've been pulled over before years ago by certain officers that was respectable, nice, and they didn't do all that. And then you got some of them that's just a damn fool. They do the most. Get off your phone. You don't talk on your phone. They just treat you like a fucking slave.
I feel like just because you're a celebrity, everyone should get the same treatment.
Yeah, but that ain't the world we live in.
And money talks.
Do you give white men the same treatment if you give black dicks? Do you give white dicks the same treatment as you give black dicks? Well, if you're looking at a black dick and a white dick, which one would you be inclined to treat the best?
Black.
See, that's what people like. What they like.
They do, but I
like what you like.
I don't feel like shit.
If the world was fair, we'd be
not.
rich right now.
All I want is world peace.
Now I'm gonna tell you another reason why he cool with Trump too. Because
Diddy gang.
Because I didn't know, it fucked me up. Tiger Woods is dating Vanessa Trump, the ex-wife of Donald Trump's son. That's some wild shit. You would think that Trump would be like, you dating my motherfucking son. But like I said, when you got secrets on secrets, this is proof that Tiger Woods and Donald Trump have secrets on each other. And that's why Trump didn't normally act the way he would act.
Or maybe he has some dirty secrets that he get him out of trouble to keep.
Yeah, could be that too.
That's the only way he's being nice and get him out of trouble.
Now this next story is really fucked up.
Like a pig.
It is some foul people out here in this world. And when you know how the human mind is, you be like, damn, this is two people that's fucked up. And when I read this story, some of y'all gonna do a backflip. 2 high school teachers accused of sexual misconduct with the same teenage student. The same teenage student. Both of these women were having sex with this young man.
Oh, that's illegal.
Now, if this was a 2 men and a young teenage girl, this story would be looked at totally different. Now, they didn't rape them, they didn't take it or nothing like that. But the thing was, okay, one of them got jealous is what happened.
Oh, no.
One of them worked at the school for 25 years old. For 25 years, she has been working at this school. She is 47 years old. Now, she had been fucking with this student 9 times out of 10. The other teacher is 27. Now, the lady who was 47 years old, she is accused of recording videos of herself while naked, in which she said the student's name. And the video, basically, she was playing with herself and sending them videos and shit. Now, his grandmother called the authorities after she ended up seeing one of the videos in his phone.
Oh, shit.
After that, the other video surfaced later of the 27-year-old, and she said that this the cold thing about it. The young man's mother knew that he was fucking the teacher.
Okay, so why didn't she do anything?
I don't. This is the tricky situation. I'm just gonna be honest, and people might say I'm wrong. If my son is 15 or 16 years old, and he comes home and tell me, "Hey, Dad, I'm having sex with the teacher," and he says this teacher didn't touch me inappropriate. She didn't, we just was talking, and one day some stuff happened. Even though it's wrong because he's underage, I wouldn't call the police because my son is 15 and 16, and it's looked at it in a different way to me. Now, if I got a daughter, people gonna say I'm wrong for this. And I find out my daughter is having sex with this grown-ass teacher. Before he can go under the jail, he's gonna go under the ambulance. When I get through slam dunking his motherfucking ass.
I see both ways are wrong. But
both ways are wrong, though, yeah. What ended up happening was the younger teacher, she got jealous, and they ended up finding out, what was going on. And they started seeing him getting special treatment in the class. The younger teacher gave him more than $600. She was buying him weed, alcohol, gifts, and she called herself his sugar mama. They found that they had more than 4,000 texts about having sex.
That's illegal.
That young man was putting it on her. He had to. For her to be gone like that.
I feel like parents should be checking their kids' phone regularly.
Yeah, you should.
But also, I feel like it goes both ways. If a woman puts their hands on a man.
Yeah, we ain't talking about that. We talked about that before.
It's kind of like that,
yeah,
too.
we talked about that, though. We can't keep talking about the same thing. We got to stick to the topic. Like
But
you
no,
said,
that's
there
disgusting.
was parents should go to their kids' phone. She said some very important things. If you have a child and you're not going through their phone, you are a poor excuse for a parent, because we all was kids before. We know when we kids what we do: sneaky, slick shit.
Or there's things that get done to us that we do not understand.
Yeah,
at an early age, it is wrong. Things have been done to us at an early age. We don't understand until it's too late and later on.
That means that grown-ups manipulate
children.
And a lot of times they don't even understand they're being manipulated. That is a great point until it's too late.
It's too late.
You've been damaged. You've been psychologically fucked up. Now, the handwritten note to the student found in his backpack at her apartment, she wrote, "For this relationship being extremely wrong, I feel like we have made the most out of it, and there's truly no other student that I want to do all this with." Now, hold on. They got a child abuse prevention specialist said he was a child. This was child abuse and this was child rape. Yeah, records reveal the school principal gave police Beck's name after the investigation into the older woman started. Now, see, the older lady was slick. Nobody never knew she was fucking him. The younger one, they had started noticing the extra. See, that's why I was just telling somebody the other day that was on the show, and she was talking about that she started fucking with a man on the job, and first they used to just flirt, and then one day she said she went to his house and he beat that thing up real good. And after when a man hit that pussy real good, a woman glows. And she was telling me when she went back to work, everybody at work could tell the difference in how they was interacting with each other, and they knew he had hit it. So yeah, people can tell. Like, she was giving off signs where you could tell something's not regular. And they started noticing that shit. And then too,
did she just do one or did she do two?
It was just one kid.
Oh, wait, one what?
It was one child that this investigation is about.
Ugh. I guarantee you, there's more in different places. I
Yeah,
guarantee
that's
it.
her
That's
first
why
time
that.
getting caught.
Oh,
All right, it's the first time getting caught.
that's disgusting. I'm sorry.
That ain't her first time
And she just got
messing
caught.
with an under. That now, I'm not, because based on my experience, that could not be true. That could have been her first time, and this is the reason why I say this, because I have experience and I know what I think. It was a woman, 22 years old, fuck the shit out of me. She didn't rape me, but she did entice me. But it wasn't nothing disrespectful or aggressive. It was a situation where one day I was over her house and she was laying on the floor, and all of a sudden she was like, "You will give me a massage?" And first thing,
Oh, that's how it
she
starts.
knew that she was manipulating me, because the first thing I thought was, damn. But I was old enough, keep in mind, when you 15 and 16, you know what's going on. Some people gonna say you don't. You know what's going on at that age,
Yeah, you
unless you
do.
have a mental problem.
You
It's the
do.
only way you don't know.
Well,
So anyway, first
that's
thing I thought
statutory
of,
rape, though. I'm
if
let
I
you
get
know.
on her ass and get her a massage, my dick finna get hard. That's the first thing I thought.
But it's still statutory
And so
rape.
I knew then she want me to fuck her. So I waited about a minute or two, and I never forget. I got on top of her and started giving her a massage. And 2-3 minutes later, I was penetrating her. That what she was saying.
I'm just
And,
shocked.
and I
I'm
was
in
like,
shock right
it caught
now.
me off guard. I'm like, damn, this really happening. I never expected to have sex with this grown woman. I'm talking about, like, that thought never crossed my mind. And guess what happened after that? That's why I say this could be this lady first time. I'm not excusing her for being wrong. She was 22.
You got her pregnant.
I fucked that lady for a whole year after that. Every other weekend, she would pick me up. She could not resist me. It was times the weekend would come and she'll be like, fuck my man. I'm trying to meet you. Because I was fresh, hot, new sausage. It was fresh. Sometimes when you have stale sausage for so long in the refrigerator, you get sick of it. You don't want that shit no more. I had fresh sausage with fresh herbs and onions in it. She wanted some of that shit. And before I know it, I gave it to her. I mean, it could happen.
That's statutory rape, my
Yeah,
dear.
it was rape. It
It's-
was
it's
rape.
rape.
By law, it was rape, but to me,
It wasn't.
it was a gift.
Major.
It was a Christmas present. I was like, damn, dream came true. I got to have sex with the first grown. And she knew what she was doing. She knew that once I got on top of her, I would have. Because
She knew that
for
that
a
was
man
wrong.
to even agree for the massage,
Wait,
she
hold
knew
on
what
a
time
minute.
it was. Most of the time, growing up in the black community, men don't do cuckolds like you see on pornos with the white guy. That ain't some. The average black man, if he's in another room jacking off with his woman, is fucking somebody. 9 times out of 10, he's bisexual. That's just a rarity that a straight man would do. It's nothing going to turn on the straight man.
I don't mind a bisexual man. I need to find me one.
Woman, about my woman getting fucked by a man. That ain't gonna turn me on.
I fucked my homegirl and her homeboy.
So what it was, he used to cheat on her like a motherfucker.
Damn.
And she just, I knew this. But like I said, I never tried to get her. She just made up her mind that day that she was gonna fuck who she wanted to fuck. Yeah, it was great. I was treated good. And when I ran into her when I was grown, when I said that to her, look, she didn't know what to say. I said, you know that you took advantage of me. Stop saying that stuff. I was joking, but it just made her feel some type of way because she knew in reality that I was 16. But
And she knew she was a pedophile.
she knew one thing at that point. I was fucking like a motherfucker because I had a girlfriend that everybody knew. That's how she knew I was having sex. That's why I know she wasn't targeting me. It'd have been a difference if she thought I was a virgin. She knew I was sexually active. I think she cared because that was never something that she did. Yeah, I'm just saying, but Most of the time, when you see somebody with a pattern, like do something like that, they have a pattern. Like
Sometimes
people can be able to tell you that they seen some shit like that. And everybody knew that my girlfriend I had at the time was in love with me. They knew she was crazy about me. Nah, she wasn't no teacher. Hey, I didn't
that
find her.
woman that fucked you,
She
the pedo.
she was the girlfriend of this older dude that I thought was my friend. I thought he was my, like how dudes say, I thought he was my big homie, my OG, but he wasn't, because he owed me some money at that time. So he owed me because somebody gave him some money that they owed me because I wasn't around, and he lied and got the money from them and was about to do something to him. They told me, hey, we gave him the money. Hell, such and such came over here with my money. He lied in my motherfucking face because he thought I was young and dumb. That motherfucker that you thought was young and dumb was drilling your woman. And guess what? I didn't come at her.
How
Now
old
that's
was
what
he,
you
though?
call
I
come.
need to know
He
how
was
old
about 24.
22?
She was 22, and I was
difference.
16. He thought that she wouldn't. The woman that is so loyal that you think won't do nothing, once you cross her,
She'll do it.
she's gonna do it.
She is.
And see, that's what he thought. He just running around fucking everybody. I'm King Willie. My woman love me. She crazy, nigga. And she done built up a vendetta and a mission to go and get payback.
Hey, that's kind of like me and my first ex. You ever heard me and fuck your whole family? I went there. Kind of same rule applies in a way.
Yeah, you know, it kind of apply.
It does.
It kinda
Definitely.
apply.
At least I wasn't no minor fucking a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still.
That's, I mean, I couldn't. That's one thing about me I pride myself on.
It's called a learning experience.
I wish a motherfucker would insult me with an underage girl talking about fucking with me. I'm a curse your ass out.
What's the
every
difference now?
which way.
What's the difference now? You be a pedo, she was a pedo.
I'm not a pedo. That's the difference.
You're not ever a pedo.
Now, that's a pedophile need to get 3,000 fucking years in jail.
I
don't
think
have
they need
no
the lethal
fucking
injection,
sympathy.
just like the animal abusers.
No, you need to be out here to get punished. You don't need no quick death. You need to be out here to see and realize that you never gonna touch the streets no fucking more. Really, I feel like people that are pedophiles, that you should be able to take a broom
and stick up their ass
and ram them. Now this a damn. He deserve it though. They just gave this motherfucker 95 years.
He's dying in there.
For a domestic violence shoot, but he deserved it. The thing was, they was arguing. He tried to basically leave with the kids, and he shot her. See, this is what happened. What it was, she told his ass, "I'm done. It's over. I'm taking the kids. Fuck you." And what he did, grabbed the kids and said, "You ain't taking them nowhere," and started walking out the door. When she came to the door behind him, he turned around, bah, and kept going. That shows you, I mean.
For what? There was no self-defense.
This Caucasian brother with tattoos all up his fucking neck. But this goes to show you about people do not have no heart. He's not even looking. You got both of y'all kids that's by you and this lady. And you walking off. And you gonna turn around and shoot her. What do you think the kids gonna think? Even
they're traumatized, scared. They probably won't even fucking want to talk to him ever again.
Right? Yeah. Period. But that just goes to show. But it is the drug consumption now. See, that's why I like people that can do drugs and function. I like a functional drug addict. A functional drug addict is a respectable person that's still in tune with life. When you're not functional, you would do anything to anybody, anywhere.
I'm glad that's not me.
You know how to get high and get by.
I sure do. And
you
I know
do your
when
drugs
to
and you stay to yourself. You don't go out here and get out of character. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
All you do is snort a line and put a line on the dickhead and snort it off. You know, that's the worst you gonna do. You got motherfucker snort a line and go try to break in Family Dollar tonight.
Oh, I'm glad that's never
And
me.
then once
I
you
just
get
have
in there
so
and the
many
alarm
fucking-
go off, wait on the police to get your dumb ass.
I'm just like, I do my shit, but I'm harmless.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm a fun. I go to clubs to be fun, drink,
Yes.
whatever I do. Like I'm just.
It's doable.
happy
You
guy.
should be able to get high
And I pay my bills first of all, so I have a right
and have
to
fun, right?
Yeah, when I come with some money, of course I'm gonna enjoy my damn self.
That's one thing that I have seen throughout the life. I have seen people that get high as a motherfucker, and they be happy when they high, And when they broke and they ain't got no more money, they shut it down. But I seen other
But I'm
people,
still happy though, regardless.
they go to war, they start plotting. See,
Ooh.
if you somebody that do drugs and you're conniving and scheming, I can't have you around me. You're gonna get hurt because you're gonna try something one day. You're gonna try to be slick, and it's gonna be a problem. Because if I'm real enough to have you in my presence, knowing that you have a habit, I must see you as human and think that you're respectable. But when you cross them, but that's the sad thing about it.
I'm glad I've never got hooked to anything.
Most people that get high are not respectable. It's a small percentage that are respectable with what they doing, and that's why you see people that snort cocaine. A lot of times are the most respectable people because it's a rich drug. A lot of times you have a
It
lot of
sure is.
politicians. You have a lot of
It's
CEOs.
not
They
like
get high
anything.
as a motherfucker. Yeah, they cutting this shit.
But
You
also,
ain't getting
yeah,
real
I
coke no
know.
more. You getting Diet Coke.
And crack,
10%
crack
coke,
is not for
90%
me.
bush.
I've experimented. I will say this, but I've learned what I can
Out of all
do
the-
and can't do.
Yeah. What was the drug that turned you off the most?
The one I'm allergic to, ice cream. I itch all over my body. Crack is just does nothing for me.
Yeah. I'm glad it don't because
I'll do
if
some
you if,
perks, some X,
if you
some,
if you'd
some
have got
weed,
addicted to
some
crack,
blue,
you
but
would be
that's it.
done. If you got addicted to crack, we wouldn't even be doing no show. I wouldn't be able to do no show with you.
I have.
You'll be feeding for the
You
pipe.
do understand?
We'll be trying to do the show and you'll be over there with a glass pipe to my. I'd be like, what the fuck she doing over there? Cut.
I just have. I know my limits.
It's skit time.